Welcome, ghostly travelers. Today, we're diving into the supernatural as we explore the top 10 haunted destinations you must visit in the United States. From eerie battlefields to abandoned asylums, these locations are sure to give you the chills. So grab your flashlight and let's get started. Number 10, the Lizzie Borden House. Kicking off our list is the notorious Lizzie Borden House in Fall River, Massachusetts. In 1892, Lizzie Borden was accused of brutally murdering her father and stepmother with an axe. Although she was acquitted, the house where the grisly crime occurred is believed to be haunted by the spirits of her parents. The Borden family had a complex and troubled history. Lizzie's father, Andrew Borden, was known for his frugality and stern demeanor, while her stepmother, Abby Borden, often clashed with Lizzie and her sister Emma. On August 4, 1892, Andrew and Abby were found brutally murdered in their home, with Lizzie as the prime suspect. Despite a sensational trial, Lizzie was acquitted, but the mystery of the murders remains unsolved to this day. The house has been preserved and now operates as a bed and breakfast, offering tours and overnight stays. Guests have reported various paranormal experiences, including hearing footsteps in the attic, where Lizzie's uncle stayed the night before the murders. Others have heard voices and seen apparitions, especially in the rooms where the murders took place. One particularly eerie tale involves a guest who awoke to see a misty figure standing at the foot of their bed, believed to be the spirit of Andrew Borden. Would you stay a night at this haunted location? Number 9. The Stanley Hotel. Located in Estes Park, Colorado, the Stanley Hotel is best known for inspiring Stephen King's The Shining. Opened in 1909 by Freeland Oscar Stanley, co-founder of the Stanley Motor Carriage Company, the hotel quickly became a popular retreat for the wealthy. However, it wasn't long before guests began reporting strange occurrences. One of the most famous ghost stories involves room 217, where Stephen King himself stayed. King reportedly had a nightmare about his young son being chased through the hotel, which inspired him to write The Shining. Since then, numerous guests have reported seeing apparitions, hearing disembodied voices, and experiencing unexplained phenomena in the room. Housekeepers have even reported that bedsheets are mysteriously tucked in or that their cleaning carts are moved while they're not looking. The fourth floor is another hotspot for paranormal activity. The ghostly apparitions of children have also been seen playing, and some have even interacted with guests, asking them to play or simply staring before vanishing. The concert hall is another area rife with ghostly tales. The spirit of Freeland Stanley himself is said to haunt the building, along with his wife Flora, who loved to play the piano. Guests and staff have reported hearing piano music echoing through the hall, even when no one is there. Number 8. Eastern State Penitentiary. This former prison in Philadelphia is known for its Gothic architecture and eerie atmosphere. Once housing notorious criminals like Al Capone, Eastern State Penitentiary is now a hotspot for ghost hunters. The prison was operational from 1829 until 1971 and was designed to create a sense of true penitence in the hearts of its inmates through strict isolation and labor. The harsh conditions and the treatment of prisoners led to many reports of paranormal activity. One of the most famous stories involves Al Capone, who was reportedly tormented by the ghost of James Clark, one of the victims of the St. Valentine's Day Massacre. Capone claimed to hear the ghost's voice and was often seen shouting for it to leave him alone. Visitors today report hearing eerie whispers, footsteps, and distant screams echoing through the cell blocks. Cell Block 12 is particularly notorious for its ghostly sightings, with numerous reports of shadowy figures and ghostly faces appearing in the cells. Cell Block 4 is also known for sudden cold spots and strange sounds, while Cell Block 6 is said to be haunted by a tall, dark figure that has been seen walking through the corridor. The prison's hospital wing is another area of intense paranormal activity. Visitors have reported seeing ghostly nurses and patients, as well as hearing the sounds of medical equipment being used. The spirit of a former inmate who died in the hospital is also said to roam the halls, often appearing to those who venture into the area alone. Number 7. The Queen Mary, docked in Long Beach, California. The Queen Mary is a retired ocean liner turned hotel and museum. Known for its luxurious past, it's now infamous for its haunted history. The ship's construction began in 1930, and it was launched in 1934. During its service, it transported many notable figures, including Winston Churchill during World War II, when it was converted into a troop ship. One of the most famous ghost stories involves the spirit of a young girl named Jackie, who is said to haunt the ship's swimming pool. Guests and staff have reported hearing her laughter, seeing wet footprints, and even encountering her ghostly apparition. Jackie is believed to have drowned in the pool during the ship's heyday, and she has made her presence known to countless visitors over the years. Another well-known haunting is in the ship's engine room, where a crew member named John Petter was tragically crushed to death by a watertight door during a drill. His spirit is said to linger in the area, with visitors reporting seeing his ghostly figure and hearing unexplained banging noises. The ship's first-class staterooms are also believed to be haunted, particularly Stateroom B 340. Guests have reported a range of paranormal activity, including moving objects, disembodied voices, and sudden temperature drops. The room was reportedly sealed off for many years due to the intensity of the hauntings. The Queen Mary's Grand Ballroom is another area where ghostly apparitions have been seen. A woman in white has been spotted dancing alone, and the sounds of big band music have been heard echoing through the empty room. The ship's former captain, John Treasure Jones, is also believed to haunt the bridge, with visitors reporting sightings of his ghostly figure overseeing the vessel. Number 6. The Bell Witch Cave. The legend of the Bell Witch is one of America's most famous ghost stories. The Bell family of Adams, Tennessee, was allegedly tormented by a poltergeist in the early 19th century. The haunting began in 1817, when John Bell Sr. and his family started experiencing strange phenomena, including scratching noises, strange animals, and physical attacks by an unseen force. The poltergeist, which became known as the Bell Witch, primarily targeted John Bell and his daughter Betsy. The witch reportedly spoke to the family, taunting them and predicting future events. John Bell's health deteriorated over time, and the witch claimed responsibility for his death in 1820. The Bell Witch's activity continued for years, with numerous accounts of visitors experiencing strange phenomena. The Bell Witch Cave, located on the family's property, is said to be a hotspot for paranormal activity. Visitors to the cave have reported hearing voices, seeing shadowy figures, and feeling an overwhelming sense of dread. Some have even claimed to see the spirit of the Bell Witch herself appearing as a dark, shadowy figure. In addition to the cave, the Bell family farmhouse is also believed to be haunted. The original house no longer stands, but the land remains a site of interest for paranormal investigators. Many believe that the spirits of the Bell family and the Bell Witch continue to roam the area, making it one of the most haunted locations in the United States. Number 5. The Myrtles Plantation. Located in St. Francisville, Louisiana, the Myrtles Plantation is rumored to be haunted by numerous spirits. The plantation was built in 1796 by General David Bradford, and its long history is filled with tales of tragedy and mystery. One of the most famous ghosts at the Myrtles is Chloe, a former slave who is said to have poisoned the plantation owner's family. According to legend, Chloe was caught eavesdropping and had her ear cut off as punishment. Seeking revenge, she baked a poisonous cake that killed the owner's wife and 2 children. Chloe was later hanged by her fellow slaves and thrown into the Mississippi River. Her spirit is said to haunt the plantation, and she's often seen wearing a green turban to cover her missing ear. Another well-known ghost is that of William Winter, who was shot on the front porch of the plantation in 1871. According to reports, Winter staggered inside and died on the 17th step of the staircase. Visitors have reported hearing his dying footsteps echoing through the house, and some have even seen his ghostly figure reenacting his final moments. The plantation is also said to be haunted by the spirits of the Native Americans who were buried on the property. Guests have reported seeing shadowy figures, hearing disembodied voices, and feeling sudden cold spots. The Myrtles is home to a mirror that is believed to trap the spirits of Sarah Woodruff and her children, who were poisoned by Chloe. The mirror is said to contain handprints that cannot be cleaned off and faces that appear within the glass. Number 4. The Winchester Mystery House. This architectural wonder in San Jose, California is as mysterious as it is haunted. Built by Sarah Winchester, the widow of the inventor of the Winchester rifle. The construction of the house began in 1884 and continued without interruption until Sarah's death in 1922. Sarah Winchester believed that she was cursed by the spirits of those who had been killed by her husband's invention. To appease these spirits, she continuously added rooms and bizarre features to the house, including staircases that lead to nowhere, doors that open onto walls, and windows that overlook other rooms. The labyrinthine design was meant to confuse the spirits, but many believe they still linger. One of the most famous hauntings involves the ghostly carpenter, believed to be a spirit of a construction worker who died on the job. Visitors and staff have reported hearing the sounds of hammering and sawing, even when no construction is taking place. The ghostly figure of a carpenter has also been seen roaming the halls, continuing his work in the afterlife. The seance room is another area of intense paranormal activity. Sarah Winchester was known to hold nightly seances to communicate with the spirits and receive guidance on the house's construction. Visitors have reported feeling an eerie presence in the room, hearing whispering voices, and experiencing sudden temperature drops. The house's grand ballroom is said to be haunted by the spirit of Sarah Winchester herself. Guests have reported seeing a woman in Victorian clothing wandering through the room and hearing the sound of a piano playing, even when no one is there. The ballroom's chandeliers have been known to sway on their own, and cold drafts are frequently felt by visitors. Number 3. Waverly Hills Sanatorium. This former tuberculosis hospital in Louisville, Kentucky is considered one of the most haunted places in the U.S. Opened in 1910, Waverly Hills saw thousands of deaths during its operation, as tuberculosis, or the White Plague, claimed countless lives. The sanatorium was designed to be self-sufficient, with its own water supply, food production, and power plant. One of the most infamous areas of Waverly Hills is the body chute, a tunnel used to discreetly transport deceased patients from the hospital to the outside world. The tunnel is said to be haunted by the spirits of those who died in the hospital, and visitors have reported hearing disembodied voices, footsteps, and even seeing shadowy figures moving through the tunnel. Room 502 is another hotspot for paranormal activity. It is said that a nurse hanged herself in this room after discovering she was pregnant out of wedlock. Her spirit is believed to haunt the room, and visitors have reported seeing her apparition, hearing her sobbing, and feeling an overwhelming sense of sadness. The 4th floor is notorious for sightings of shadowy figures, particularly in the long, dark corridors. Guests have reported seeing ghostly shapes moving from room to room, hearing unexplained noises, and feeling sudden cold spots. The 5th floor is also said to be haunted by the spirit of another nurse who jumped to her death from the rooftop. The hospital's morgue and kitchen areas are also rife with paranormal activity. Visitors have reported hearing the sounds of clattering dishes, the hum of old kitchen equipment, and the voices of former staff members. The morgue, where autopsies were performed, is said to be haunted by the spirits of patients who died within the hospital's walls. Number 2. Pennhurst Asylum. Pennhurst Asylum, located in Spring City, Pennsylvania, was once a state school and hospital for the mentally and physically disabled. Opened in 1908, the asylum became infamous for its overcrowded conditions and allegations of abuse and neglect. The institution was finally closed in 1987, but the spirits of those who suffered there are believed to linger. One of the most haunted areas of Pennhurst is the Quaker Building, where patients were housed in inhumane conditions. Visitors have reported hearing screams, seeing apparitions, and feeling an oppressive atmosphere throughout the building. The spirit of a young girl named Emily is often seen wandering the halls, and her voice has been captured in numerous EVPs, electronic voice phenomena. The Mayflower Building is another hotspot for paranormal activity. Once used as a dormitory, the building is now known for its ghostly residents. Visitors have reported seeing shadowy figures, hearing disembodied voices, and feeling sudden temperature drops. The spirit of a former patient known as Candyman is said to roam the building, often seen carrying a bag of candy. The tunnels beneath Pennhurst are also believed to be haunted. Used to transport patients and supplies between buildings, the tunnels are dark and foreboding. Visitors have reported hearing footsteps echoing through the corridors, seeing shadowy figures, and feeling an overwhelming sense of dread. The spirit of a former maintenance worker is said to haunt the tunnels, continuing his duties in the afterlife. Number 1. Gettysburg. Topping our list is the historic town of Gettysburg, Pennsylvania. The site of one of the most brutal battles of the Civil War, Gettysburg is said to be haunted by the spirits of soldiers who perished in the conflict. The 3-day battle in July 1863 resulted in over 50,000 casualties, and the town was left with an overwhelming number of dead and wounded. The Gettysburg National Military Park is a popular spot for paranormal activity. Visitors have reported seeing ghostly soldiers marching across the fields, hearing the sounds of gunfire and cannon blasts, and feeling an eerie presence. The area known as Devil's Den is particularly notorious for ghostly sightings. This rocky outcrop was the site of intense fighting, and visitors have reported seeing the apparitions of Confederate soldiers hiding among the rocks. The nearby Jenny Wade house is also believed to be haunted. Jenny Wade was the only civilian killed during the battle, struck by a stray bullet while baking bread in her sister's home. Visitors to the house have reported hearing her voice, seeing her apparition, and feeling sudden cold spots. The house's cellar, where Jenny's body was temporarily laid to rest, is particularly eerie, with reports of ghostly activity and unexplained noises. Another haunted location in Gettysburg is the Farnsworth House Inn. Used by Confederate sharpshooters during the battle, the inn is said to be haunted by the spirits of soldiers. Guests have reported seeing ghostly figures in Civil War uniforms, hearing footsteps on the stairs, and experiencing sudden drops in temperature. The inn's attic, where the sharpshooters once hid, is particularly active with paranormal phenomena. And there you have it, our top 10 haunted destinations you must visit in the United States. Whether you're a seasoned ghost hunter or just looking for a spooky adventure, these locations are sure to deliver a paranormal experience you won't forget. Have you visited any of these haunted places? Let us know in the comments below. And don't forget to like and subscribe for more ghostly content. Thanks for watching.